So, we've still got a bit of a wait before the Samsung Galaxy S25 series officially hits the market, but the leaks just keep rolling in, and they're getting more and more intriguing by the day. The latest buzz suggests that the Galaxy S25 Ultra is set for a significant design overhaul, making it not just more stylish, but also much easier to hold and use than its predecessor. Over the weekend, some fascinating images surfaced from the well-known leaker Ice universe, showcasing what looks like a case for the upcoming Galaxy S25 Ultra. And honestly, the early signs look super promising. From what we can gather from these leaks, it seems like the S25 Ultra is planning to ditch those sharp corners that we've seen on the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Instead, it looks like Samsung is moving toward a more rounded design, which is a big deal because it should feel way more comfortable in your hand. Just picture it, scrolling through your favorite social media, taking selfies, or watching videos with a phone that fits snugly and comfortably in your grip. This shift toward a rounded design seems to echo an earlier leak from back in June, which hinted at this more ergonomic shape. It's kind of exciting to see Samsung possibly pulling some design inspiration from its past models, especially the beloved Galaxy Note 7 from 2016, which was praised for its sleek aesthetics. But that's not all. There's also some buzz that the S25 Ultra might come with even thinner bezels than the iPhone 16 Pro Max. If these rumors turn out to be true, that could really set the S25 Ultra apart in terms of looks and functionality. Just think about it, minimal distractions around the screen can significantly enhance the overall user experience, especially when you're watching movies, playing games, or browsing the web. However, even with all this talk of a rounded design, it's essential to note that Samsung has made it clear they're not planning to bring back those curved screens anytime soon. So if you were hoping for a return to that design element, you might have to keep dreaming for a bit longer. So we've still got a bit of a wait before the Samsung Galaxy S25 series officially hits the market, but the leaks just keep rolling in, and they're getting more and more intriguing by the day. Now let's dive into one of the most exciting features that everyone is talking about, the camera setup. The latest leaks suggest that there could be some minor upgrades to the camera arrangement on the S25 Ultra. But here's where things get a bit tricky. We might want to temper our excitement when it comes to camera upgrades. There's a rumor swirling around that both the Galaxy S25 and the S26, set to launch in 2026, will actually retain the same main camera setup as the Galaxy S24. Yup, you heard that right. According to Ice Universe, who is pretty reliable when it comes to these leaks, the main camera will stick with the 50-megapixel sensor that Samsung has been using since the Galaxy S22. If this turns out to be true, it would mean that Samsung would not have made any significant upgrades to their most crucial camera component for 4 years straight. That's a bit concerning, right? Samsung might argue that software improvements can help make up for the lack of hardware upgrades, and they could potentially upgrade the secondary cameras separately. However, it's still a little underwhelming, especially when you consider how competitive the smartphone camera market has become. Other brands are consistently pushing out models with impressive camera specs. The larger the sensor, the more light it can capture, and that typically leads to better shots overall. At some point, there's only so much AI can do to enhance images if the hardware is lagging behind. Now, going back to earlier leaks from June, another source hinted that the Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus might not see many changes in their camera setups either. However, they could be getting a RAM boost to help with all that AI processing, which could be a nice upgrade for those of us who love taking high-quality photos and want to ensure the phone can handle all the image processing smoothly. Switching gears a bit, there's another image making the rounds that compares the Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus and the Galaxy S25 Ultra's bezels and curvature. This comparison comes from Ice Universe again, and it's definitely worth checking out. In this image, the Galaxy S24 Plus is positioned behind the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and while the S25 Ultra image is reportedly a mock-up, it's said to be quite accurate. You can clearly see that the S25 Ultra has noticeably thinner bezels compared to the S24 Plus, which is an exciting development. The frame surrounding those bezels seems to be about the same thickness, but the bezels themselves, they're definitely thinner than what you'll find on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. That's some serious competition right there. As for the curvature, this image highlights a notable difference between the two models. The Galaxy S24 Plus features a higher curve at the corners compared to the Galaxy S25 Ultra, which is quite a shift from the sharp corners we've seen on the S24 Ultra. Plus, the S25 Ultra is expected to have a centered display camera hole, which isn't a surprise given the current trends. It's also likely to sport a flat display, just like its predecessor, so we can expect a clean, sleek look. Finally, let's talk about performance. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 for Galaxy recently made its debut on Geekbench alongside the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and while the scores are decent, they're not setting the world on fire just yet. We're looking at single-core scores of 3096 and multi-core scores of 9080. These numbers fall a bit short of the standard Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, which managed scores around 3296 for single-core and 10,049 for multi-core tests. But don't sweat it too much, the performance should improve as software gets refined and optimized. The Galaxy S25 Ultra variant we're hearing about is said to come with 12 gigs of RAM and will run on Android 15, which should ensure it delivers a solid experience overall. It's also worth noting that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 for Galaxy is running at slightly lower clock speeds than the standard version. The P-Core cluster is clocked at 4.19 GHz, while the regular version hits 4.32 GHz. Similarly, the E-Core cluster is at 2.90 instead of 3.53 GHz. However, Geekbench's backend code indicates that the chip can maintain its boost clock without throttling, which is definitely a positive sign. Once again, these clock speeds are likely preliminary and could change before the official launch. Looking ahead, the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and likely the entire S25 lineup, will exclusively launch with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 for Galaxy, and Samsung has plenty of time to collaborate with Qualcomm for optimizations before the big reveal. Expect the Galaxy S25 Ultra to be officially unveiled in the first quarter of next year, probably around January, just like the Galaxy S24 series. However, we'll have to wait and see what Samsung ultimately decides. There's always the possibility they could shake up their usual schedule. So, what do you all think about these latest updates on the Galaxy S25 Ultra? Are you excited about the potential design changes, or are you feeling a bit let down by the camera rumors? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to check out our channel for more juicy updates and news as we continue to follow this exciting journey leading up to the launch. Your insights are always appreciated, and I love engaging with you all. Until next time, stay tuned for more updates, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.